Yo, peeps, what's going on? Grand Rising. I'm going to talk about emotions today. I'm going to get straight into the emotions. Because the emotions is the doorway. The emotions is the doorway between us and God, our lower self and God. The doorway that stands in between, the connection, is the emotions. This is why we live in a world where we are taught to suppress our emotions. We are taught to hold in our emotions and to act the opposite to how we're feeling. That it's a weakness to feel sadness, to fail. That all these things are weaknesses. So when we are going through life and we get let down or we fail in something, we we hide how we feel about it. Like we're not meant to have some type of feelings around these things. And you see, this mentality of suppressing the feelings, it creates demons, because it's lack of self-love. So every time you go through something and you're feeling a certain way, and you're telling yourself you shouldn't feel that way, you're not allowing yourself to express it. Somebody asks you, "Are you alright?" You tell them, "Yeah, I'm good." "You sure?" "Yeah, I'm good, man." Like, I'm not saying that you should open up to every single person that asks you if you're alright, because obviously you got your gauge and you're going to know that there's some people that you can't open up to because they're not in that place. You're not going to go and open up to somebody who's going to use it back against you, obviously. But at the same time, if you're around people every day that you feel like you can't express yourself to, and you can't open up and tell them how you're feeling about something, and these are meant to be your so-called brethren or your friends or your family, you got to question yourself: are you around the right people? And it's not even about the people. You got to question yourself about your own vibration, because it's birds of a feather. We attract people who's like us. So the first thing you need to do, if you want to change your life, you got to check the people who you're around, who you vibrate with, check their energy, and it will show you it's a reflection of you. The outside physical experience, the physical reality that we see, is a mirror of us. Every single person that you interact with, that you build relationship, that you come into contact with, is a reflection of a part of you. So if somebody really bothers you, they have a quality that really bothers you, you have to check that quality, because you have it within yourself. But you can't see it within yourself, because, going back to the rejection of the emotions, when you reject certain ways of how you feel about certain things, then you get confused. You don't want to see that part even in other people. So when you do see it, it angers you, because you're hiding that part within yourself. So when somebody displays that type of behavior in front of you, it just infuriates you, because you hate that part that's within you, and you've buried it, and you're hiding it from yourself, and you're hiding it from the world. So when somebody else displays it, it's like it just sparks something inside you, and you think you're mad at that person, but you're not. You're mad at yourself. You're mad at yourself because you have these parts and you're rejecting. You're not trying to admit it and deal with it. The only way to deal with these qualities that we have is to admit to ourselves, embrace it. I can be arrogant, selfish, jealous, envious, all them feelings. We all have it. Okay? Don't ever tell yourself that you don't, because when you do that, that's when you fall into the trap of thinking that you don't have this part. So when you see other people with it, you try and condemn them, because you've told yourself you don't have this part within you. So when you see someone else, you're quick to tell them about themselves. But really, the reason why it sparks such a feeling inside you that you have to address it is because it's a part within you you haven't looked at, you're rejecting. That's the only reason why it's affecting you so much. So this is why the only way to get up out of this is to open the doorway, the narrow doorway to your emotions. Like the Bible says, strive to go through the narrow door. For many will try to go through, but will not be able. You see, if you don't tap into your emotions and understand your emotions and understand why you operate the way you do, what happened to you along the way that makes you react to these things that other people can do, and it can really affect your inner world. It's because you reject something within yourself. You don't understand your emotions. The only way for you to make it through the narrow door, back to your higher self, back to God, back to the higher realms, to be protected, to be in that vibration, you feel comfortable there. You don't feel uncomfortable there. The only way to do that is to understand your emotions. Men, women, we have to understand our emotions. Because when you understand your own, then you understand it in the world and you don't take it so personally. So then you don't go through life every day with every single little thing that's going on around you, or certain little things that's affecting your world. That's not going to happen so much, because you're going to have more empathy. You're going to say, yo, I remember when I was like that. And I understand this person. Now I'm not going to let the person walk all over me, and if they cross the line, I'm always going to stand up and talk my truth. Talking your truth is standing up for yourself, looking after yourself, not letting no one cross the line at any time. When you're in your ego, you let people cross the line all the time, and you justify it in your head. You let things go sometimes, and then if you let it go for too much, then you might blow up down the line and do something then. But then it's like it's too extreme. You could have dealt with the situation back here if you was honest and said, yo, I didn't really like the way you done that. I ain't really feeling the way you dealt with that situation, or the way you spoke to me. You know what I mean? I felt disrespected. If you said that to the person in the beginning, now you wouldn't have had this pent up anger down the months, because you let it fester. This is understanding your emotions. When you understand your own emotions and you understand other people, and then you can address when somebody is projecting their feelings. You can tell when someone's projecting their hurt feelings onto you. It's not a personal thing. They already carry this hurt. They're already carrying this pain, and they've decided to maybe lay it out on you, or say something about you, or judge you, and now you're taking it personal, which is, we're all going to take it personal. But when you understand your emotions, your initial reaction might be like, but then quickly the true self comes in, and now you just say, yo, I don't like the way you just dealt with that. You know what I'm saying? And then now you've been honest, and now the person, now they have to look at their self, or however it goes. Maybe it might turn into an argument, and they might not hear what you're trying to say, but that's cool. It doesn't matter, because now you know that you and this person are not in alignment anymore, and you've got to go your separate ways. But you ain't gonna go your separate ways feeling like, oh man, I should have said this, I should have said that. You're gonna go your separate way feeling alright. You might feel a bit disappointed and hurt, because now this person here, you fell out with it. You got to separate because you didn't come to the understanding. But at least you understand now that you can't come to an understanding with that person. You can't connect. You're not on the same wavelength. At least you know that. It's painful, but at least you know that now. And you don't walk away feeling like, I should have said this and I should have done that, which makes you feel negative. And then now if you carry that within you, where you didn't deal with that situation, didn't speak up, now you are going to do what that person done. You are going to take that and project that pain onto another person. When they display something that reminds you of this person that done that, now you're going to take it out on them if you don't deal with how you felt. But now if you've dealt with it and you've told the man, or whoever you've put them in, you've told them how you feel about it, you ain't going to carry that. You might be feeling, like I said, a bit upset, because any confrontation is going to get you, you know what I mean, feeling a certain way. But at least you leave that situation with an understanding, knowing that you and this person you're done, you're going your own pathways. So we have to understand our emotions, people, to get to this place. If you want to get to your higher self, if you want to get to the higher realms, if you want to come out of this place of being emotional, because they say to you, being emotional is expressing your emotions. Like a woman is too emotional because they express. No, being emotional is suppressing your emotions and not understanding it. And then when somebody does something, then you react to it, and the reaction doesn't fit the situation because you got pent up emotions inside you. That is being emotional. Now they teach men that expressing your emotions is being emotional. No, suppressing and holding them in is. Because now you react out of emotions all the time. When someone says something, what, you're getting mad and you're ready to, that's being emotional. Walking around angry all the time is being emotional. I don't know why people don't think that's being emotional. You think only crying is being emotional. Walking around angry all the time and taking it out on people, that's being emotional. You're acting out your emotions. Because anger is not an emotion. Anger is it's like, it manifests, anger manifests out of sadness, unhappiness, guilt, all these feelings. When you dwell in these feelings for too long, you become angry. Anger, fuck the world. You know what? I'm never gonna do this for no one again. You know what I'm saying? You start having them type of thought processes. And that's when the anger comes. The anger is not there initially. It grows out of these feelings these emotions that we hold in because we don't understand them. That's the reason why the world is so hell-bent on keeping us in this place where we don't express our emotions, we don't talk about emotions, we hide it. Everyone's cool. Because that's the doorway to God. That's why. Remember, this world is the devil's world. It's Satan's world. He's reigning in this world right now. And how that is, because the devil is the ego, the lower self. Our lower self is running rampant because we're afraid to get in tune and express and understand our emotions and then grow to the next level. So we close that door and stay over here. But once you open that door, which is scary at the beginning, yeah, opening that door to the emotions, especially for us men, very hard. But for me, I had nowhere else to go. I went so low that I only could go up. That was me. That was my journey. So that's the only way. The emotions is a doorway back to God, back to your higher self, back to the higher realms, back to where we're traveling to. Whichever, I don't care what pathway you're going, we are all going to the same place. But anyway, peace and blessing. I'm going to leave it there. And we catch up very soon. Love.